this is Miranda from My Scrappy Life and welcome back to my channel. This is a process video for Festive Friday where we are going to do either 4th of July and or summer. Here's the cut file I am going to use. I do have a tutorial for the Cricut just to show you what I've done. So if you want to skip through this, go to about 4 minutes and 10 seconds and that's where my process video is. So as you can see, I had pulled up, just pull up the PNG. I use PNG files for almost all of my cut files, whether I get them from the Hip Kit. This one is from the Confessions of the Paper Addict, Paige Evans. Wherever I get my cut files, that is what I do. And the thing of it is, I go through and I click, you have to click everything into the blue and white little space. So I wanted to show you just a little bit of this because then I go off camera for a little bit, finish all this out, and then come back and show you what else I do. And it's just clicking the little boxes so that the blue and white show up. And that is how you get your cut file image. Now the big black piece that's on here, I left that in as well because I am going to use that on my layout, and then through the process video you'll see what I do with it. But I'm just clicking through and getting it. Now this is where I'm finishing up. This is the last little butterfly that I'm finishing, and as you can see, it is the little clicks of just making those spots go blue, and this is pretty big. And I make it down smaller, and then I do show you here in the preview, once it goes gray, you know that that's what it looks like. So here I go, and I click the cut section, and then I click the spot where I put it and insert it in. Now, the other thing that I did with this one is I did the slice option. So you get another shape, and you click on it. Down in the right hand corner, you slice it. And then you get rid of what you don't need. So I don't need this section of it right here. So I left these two. Now what I am doing is that I am going to use multiple layers for this. So here I go and I'm like bouncing back and forth from my cut image to this image, back and forth to see what I want and what size I want. Because I am going to be using 3 photos for this particular layout. And so I'm just kind of making sure that the sizes are right, and I wanted the sizes to be exactly the same. So you see that I'm playing with it back and forth, and I'm just trying to make sure that everything looks good for the size. And then the way you can get it to not cut the same image on both mats is to turn one a different color. So here I am, I'm just looking at it, and at this point it was too small. I needed it bigger. So then here I go back, and now I make it a size bigger. I end up being at like 11, like size 11, almost all the way around, like 11 and 10 and a half, or 1075 by 11. It ends up being one of the bigger ones because I wanted it on the outside border, but I still wanted some border left. So this is where it looks like it's pretty good, and then I go again and I make it just a tad bit bigger. It's getting there. Now the other thing that you can do, and I show it in here quickly, is you can go to your template, and that is on the left hand side, and you'll see it here in a second where I bring it up because I wanted to show you. So if you go to photo memories, click on photo memories, and it'll draw this little gray box around. And I'm like, that's it. I'm going to use this. And I knew I could use it in the beginning, but I kind of wanted to show you both sides because this is my first tutorial that I've done like in a long time. And I'm just placing it on there, making it look good. And then once that is good, then you'll see it go to the cut, and then I start to cut. And it looks perfect. It looks good here. I place it, I get going to the cut side, and then we get into the process video. And so here it is. Now I did get this up pretty quick just because at the end of the day, we all know process videos for the most part. I am here to show you what you can do with the summer. So I don't have any 4th of July photos because I've scrapped all of mine. I am that caught up. I have no issue stating that I am that caught up. So I decided to do summer. I have a lot of summer photos. The summer photos that I am going to be using on this particular layout, I will explain in just a little bit. Now what I did is that I cut this twice, as you could see, and I wanted this border. So I'm going to do border, 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 and then the cut file. So I'm placing this down, because I want the edge of the pink, which is the intricate one, I am placing it as a pink border around the black and white all-time like real layout that they use for paper, this goal one, you know, like the one that looks like real life photos. And that one I placed on the back. Now the border of the white one that I am using here, this is the one that I want the white border around, and then I'll place the pink one in there. So I'm just placing that down. So I wanted this placed down so that it looks like I pretty much placed, you know, the border on border is kind of what I'm looking at, is the words I wanted to use. I was trying to think of the words. And that's pretty much how I did it. So I did have this, and I just was going to like tuck it in there, and I'm like, wait a minute, why am I doing that? I would have never put that other photo down in there. So here I go. I put all of this up on foam tape, and I did that all off camera. And I'm just placing it all down along that edge. I don't mind if it doesn't match up directly with it. It's just a border on border. So that's how you can use a cut file. I absolutely loved it. I hope that you don't mind the tutorial. I have a lot of people that are Cricut users that do follow me, and I thought, you know what, I'll do a tutorial about how I do some of this stuff, and then essentially skip it if you don't want to see it. So now the photos. Here I am as I'm placing all of my layering down. As you all know, I need to distress and everything. These photos are of my very first girls trip, and it was on my 35th birthday. I'm 37 now, so it was only a couple years ago. I went on my very first girls trip. I took 2 girls along with me, and I went to Greece with them. I mean, oh, stunning. I was just in love. I was like in heaven. Like they all, like they know me really well, and they have never seen me in my element as much as I was in Greece. I just loved the area. And we're sitting on this rock, and I said, you know what, we're going to take photos of all of us standing, and what we're doing is that we're actually looking at Zeus. So we're up on the hill where, you know, all of the god and goddesses were at, and then we're looking down at Zeus's palace. And all that's left of it is the pillars, and you can't quite see it in the photos inside, like on here. But when you really look close, you can see them. And I make sure that when you see me put all of the stickers and stuff on my photos, I made sure not to cover any of that up so that you can still see it. So all of us did different poses on it, and I absolutely love. So I turned these photos, they were always black and white to begin with. And what I did is that I placed them both on both sides, did my black and white photo paper in the back, and then I loaded it all up with color. And my birthday is in June, obviously, as you guys know. So for me, this is a summer layout due to the fact, one, I am using Sunny Days from Maggie Holmes collection, and it's all about vintage, summer-ish type stuff. And I'm just placing that all over on this layout with a bunch of sayings. I have sayings that are, go where Wi-Fi is weak and the sun is strong. And let me tell you, Athens did not have good internet. That I will tell you. Grab my hand and let's go. Take me to the ocean. Let's get away. XOXOXO. A moment to explore. Let the journey begin. Happy little moments. I think that's all I put down for, yep, that's pretty much what I put down for scenes. And I absolutely love how this turned out. And now pretty much all you're going to see me do from now until the end of this process video with a bunch of still shots at the end is putting down stickers and embellishments to this layout. Now make sure that you go check out the Festive Friday group to get yourself into the drawing for for the next 2 weeks, I should say, on our challenge, which is easy. You either do 4th of July if you are in the United States, or if you're not in the United States and you love to celebrate the 4th of July with fireworks, or treat it as a summer, or put them together, because the 4th of July and summer are put together because they're in the summer, obviously. Now, I do understand that I do have a lot of ladies that follow me that are on the other side of the globe, and the globe is the fall, but you can still get out your summer stuff, because I know it's getting cold and you gotta drink your coffees and all of that to keep warm. Think back to summer, grab some summer layouts. But I absolutely love this. I love this design team. It's amazing. I love that all of them do cards, and then they come and watch my process video and they're like, man, this is so cool. So I love that. So shout out to all of them, because I am really the only scrapbooker in this design team. The rest are all card makers. So make sure that you go check out the blog, and then also the community page on Facebook. All of that will be linked down below. Also, make sure if you like this and you're new to my channel, like and subscribe, because you will see tons of content like this, tons of content of, you know, different things. I do traveler's notebooks. I do this. I do like 6x6 little albums. I do kind of just about everything. And I will start to do, for the Cricut users, I will start to do a little bit more of tutorials now that I found an excellent set of software. I did some digging, and a lot of digging, and reaching out to a couple of my geeks friends that I have, and I found the amazing software that works wonderful. So I hope for the Cricut users that you guys enjoy that as well now, for the tutorials. And like I said, if you don't want to see that, skip it all over. It's totally cool. I get it. Go right to the process video, and the process video is just as short as any of my other process videos are. And my title is going to be Fun+Sun, because it is hot in Athens. It is hot, 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 and I absolutely loved it. And that is pretty much the round. I am going to leave you with me putting in my splatters, like I always do. Still shots are coming up, and I will talk to you soon. Bye!